Sorry about that. What's happening, YouTube? E-bike world. Just getting me some motivation music. I don't know what happened to all the nice weather. It certainly appears to be gone. Wow, the sky looks kind of wicked. Yeah, it's a little chilly. Don't be wanting to go over so fast on these type of days. Now I'm not prepared again, dressed right. It's a long john day on the bike. Of course, I ain't got no long johns on today. I know a bug just did not fly up my nose. Sure felt like it. Sorry about that. Yeah, felt like a little bug trying to go up there. Man, I got these new little shoes on today. They're like little moccasins, boy. I swear, I feel every little grip on these pedals. See, they're like little moccasin shoes. They feel really good. Let me see something. I I think I'm going to pass on my chocolate today. Yeah, I think I'm going to pass on that. Smell barbecue. A little chipmunk. Somebody ran over a chipmunk. Wow. Terrible. I wonder if it wasn't me. Did y'all notice that this hummer right here I'm coming up on? Pretty sure that's a hummer. Yeah, that's a hummer. Now, I'm pretty sure the last time I checked, which I didn't check, but the last time I heard, Hummers got 8 miles to the gallon. Ain't no way in the hell I will be riding the damn Hummer today or no time soon. Because that gas is a Hummer. A humdinger. Jeez, can you imagine gassing up a damn Hummer? I don't know what size tank they got. I'm sure it's huge. But yeah, at 8 miles to the gallon, nah. Damn, there's all these little holes in the middle of the street. See, they don't anticipate for bikes being in the center of the road. They just figure cars straddle them holes and they ain't gonna have no problem. I hit one of them little holes the other day, boy. Felt like my intestines shifted outside my body. I don't want to think out this shopping center. I'm just cruising. What was that? As always, I gotta get in at least one. At least one I love this bike while I'm riding. I swear, it makes me feel like that every time I get on this thing. It just makes you say it. I love this thing. How can you not? Oh man, I almost had a doozy of an accident last night, fella. I said, if anybody seen my video yesterday, I said I was gonna do some riding last night, and that's what I did. But after a certain point, okay, I gotta be nosy and go see what that is over there in the parking lot. But yeah, I was doing what I call stealth mode, And at night, sometimes I turn out all my lights and ride like a regular bicycle, you know, slow. But turn out all the lights and just pedal around a little bit. But in doing so, I was coming down the sidewalk, and there was these two girls walking down the sidewalk. So I stayed back and hovered in the background, and they was going down the side of the street, which the traffic was oncoming. So I was going down the sidewalk, but on the wrong side of the road. So like I said, I hovered in the background, and I waited till there wasn't no traffic coming, and then I proceeded to go off the sidewalk, and I was going to zip down the street, down a one-way street. Yeah, I was dead wrong now. Zip down a one-way street and go around them, and before the traffic came. Same time, I still didn't have any lights on. So as I proceeded to zip by them, and of course I did it real quick because I wanted to get around before the traffic started coming. Man, do you know there was another cyclist coming up, and he didn't have any lights on either. He had nail light, I had nail light on, and I was zooming, and he was coming up, and I mean, we missed head-on collision by about 6 inches, I'd say. He felt the wind of me going by, and I felt the of going by him. And I know he had a load in his pants, because I swear I almost had a load in mine. I mean, yeah, I'll never do that again, y'all. Definitely not. And definitely not do it with no lights on, where I couldn't see a thing. I mean, it was pitch black. Pitch black. I could not see him until I was literally going by him. That's when I seen him and commenced to have a heart attack at the same time. That was a close one. Because I mean, I'm sure we would have both been pretty banged up from that one. But he would have definitely been the loser, since I probably had about 100 pounds more weight than what he had. And I was moving at a high rate of speed. But yeah, that was a close one, y'all. Lesson learned. Do not do that, go down one-way street at nighttime with no lights on. It's got some air on that one. I gotta switch my brakes or otherwise hook this thumb throttle up over there, because my rear brake is on the right side, same as my throttle. And I don't know about you, but I don't have no type of coordination in my hand where as though I can throttle up a twist throttle and brake with my fingers with the same hand. Now, I don't know if they do that. I find it physically impossible. I don't see how I could get this thing some throttle and control the rear brake. Nah. I just get scared, let that gas go. I mean, that throttle go. But ain't no doubt this thing is good for wheelies. I know that. I need to put somebody on here that ain't scared. Let them wheelie. But then I'd be mad if they crash my bike. Then I'd be like, man, I could have did that myself. But yeah, I was saving this thumb throttle over here for when I get my new controller to hook up my regen. I want to be able to do like that, and that's my regen. That's pretty awesome. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm stealing that from somebody. I'm stealing that from what's his name? Shoot. Oh my goodness. The guy that owns Grin Technologies. Jason, Jonathan, Justin used thumb throttle for his regen. And I think that's an awesome idea because it gives you control over your regen, the amount of pressure you want to apply to your regenerative brakes. That is awesome. And I can tell you this much, guys, if you never used regen or ever experienced regenerative braking, man, it's amazing how it stops you. Wow, that wind is blowing. It actually is steering me. That's some strong wind. But yeah, man. So to be able to control the amount of regenerative braking with a thumb throttle, that is freaking awesome. I also want to tell some guys, because I keep getting a question, especially when it comes to these Zugo bikes. If anybody knows the Zugos, and it's a lot of e-bikes set up that way, that as far as top speed on those is 28, 30 miles an hour. But it's only when you're in pedal assist. Your throttle only allows you to throttle up to 20 miles per hour. Now, I haven't done this, but I don't see why it wouldn't work. And what I would do is I would run a wire from my signal wire on my throttle to the signal wire on your pedal assist. Okay? Therefore, you will be throttling basically through your pedal assist. And of course, you would have to have that in the highest pedal assist mode, which on these is 7. I think, yeah, it's 7 speeds for pedal assist, and you're gonna get the top speed at on 7th gear, and that's provided you do the little programming 1919 and the 0606 code through your display. It's programmable to they don't have a cut where you cut the wire to cut the limiter off. You have to do that programming on the controller. But like I'm saying, if you can use pedal assist to get you up to the top speed, and in case you don't know, pedal assist is wired up pretty much the same as your throttle. On your throttles, if you never wired up a throttle, you got 3 wires. You got a positive wire, a ground, and a signal wire. The positive wire is 5 volts. There's only 5 volts now. And your signal wire is it sends a voltage from that 5 volts between like it's normally like between a 0.5 volt and like 4.5 volts. And that's how your throttle gets signal through that signal wire. It sends that voltage to your controller. Same thing with your pedal assist. Your pedal assist, if you check out those sensors down there at your crank, they have 3 wires also. Same thing. They have a positive, a ground, and a signal wire. And as the magnets turn past the sensor, it sends a signal to your controller, which engages your, basically like your throttle, but on the pedal assist side. So if you run a wire from your throttle to your pedal assist, or you can do it at the controller. In fact, I think I would do it at the controller. I wouldn't run a wire from your throttle down to your pedal assist. I would run a wire from your throttle. And actually, you don't even have to run a wire from all the way out here inside to your controller. You can just make a jumper at the controller itself. You have to trace down, and that's easy to do, because the throttles is on a little 3-pin connector, so is the pedal assist. They both are on a 3-pin connector. And you just make a jumper wire from the signal wire to signal wire. Now, I'm not sure if you may need a diode. I should probably test that to see for sure before I tell somebody that. And I mean, the diode basically is just going to stop it from getting feedback. Diode allows current flow in one direction, is what it does. So therefore, if you're hooking up 2 things that's doing the same thing at a certain point, but you don't want them feeding back to each other, you'll put a diode in line, or 2 diodes. You put 2 diodes in line from one source, like the throttle. You put a diode on that wire, signal wire, and you put a diode on the signal wire from your pedal assist wire, and they're both, you're going to have it going in the direction towards the controller. And that way, you shouldn't need no diode in this instance, because it's basically 2 switches. But in other applications, it could be a circuit where as though you wouldn't want 5 volts to go in the opposite direction and burn something up. But we're talking about 2 switches basically. So you shouldn't need a diode. diodes. But yeah, normally in a circuit where you're trying to connect two sources like that, you will put a diode so you're not getting any feedback through each source. But I don't see why you would need that on those. And then diodes give you a slight voltage drop. So you wouldn't want a voltage drop on those anyway, because you wouldn't want to lose any kind of voltage on your throttle, and especially if it's only 4.5 volt. So anyway, that's that. So like I said, it's chilly willy out here today, y'all. I ain't doing too much riding. I just try to make at least some type of video every day. I know some guys are trying to, on their YouTube channels, they do a video every week, maybe 2 a week. But I'm doing to try to do a video every day. Even if it's nothing worth anything, I'm still posting some type of video every day. At least here in the early stages of my channel, man. I gotta work hard at this thing to get it off the ground, man, and get my subscriber numbers up, man. So whatever it takes. Tell you something else nice I saw somebody doing on the DIY channel. Because not everybody has a full suspension e-bike. Just like me, my bike's not full suspension. This is a hardtail. But it's not too bad. Now I do know one thing. I would not want a no suspension bike. I mean, that front is really what's important. That front wheel hitting, because that's the one that hits bumps first, and your steering is on your front wheel. So having some dampening on that front wheel makes the ride a whole lot better. But like if I didn't have front suspension, I would definitely buy a set of suspension forks and put on the front, without a doubt. No doubt about it. So like I said, I don't even notice it too much on this bike, because it's got fat tires, you know, and a nice soft seat. It's not bad at all with just the front suspension. However, what I was getting ready to say is, like I said, I saw a guy on a DIY channel. He made his seat very cushiony, but he also put like some springs in it, where he made like a suspension seat. And instead of a single suspension seat, you know, like they have on those poles, the single pole seats, and they work really good. But he made a seat that had 4 springs in each corner, and man, that thing looked real cush. So yeah, I might try that. Oh, and by the way, I don't think I saved it, But I did another drag race speed test on my 0 to 30. And probably because I came out and did a speed test with my batteries fresh topped off, and I got a 0 to 30 in like 3.9 seconds. I was pretty happy about that. That's pretty good. No, it's not breakneck speed, but for an e-bike, and I know them, they got other e-bikes that do it way faster than that, you know, but they run a whole lot more power than I'm running. But for the amount of power I'm running, the amount of amps that I'm pushing, and the size motor that I have, although upgraded power wise, yeah. This bike has, like I say, guys are always talking about the torque. This bike has a lot of torque, man. And so much that you see it power wheelies, and if you ain't holding on these handlebars, when you throttle up, you coming off of this thing. And I mean, it has like a little bit of G. I know it ain't quite a G, probably about a half a G, or a quarter G, but it feels like it's pulling some tenth of some G's. And that's probably thanks to this my super cap right there, man, helping out with that throttle up. Yeah, I was talking about I upgraded those phase wires, as you can see right there. See this see that big old thick wire I put on there? This big old thick wire has 3 10-gauge wires in it, and I still have the old wire. If you look, even though I took the phase wires out of the old wire, but as you can see, I still have the old wire right there because they still have the hall wires in them. You know, the hall wires are really thin. But what I did was I split the insulation on that old wire. Well, I didn't have to split it all the way, but I split it enough that I was able to pull out the old phase wires. And like I said, they were super thin, man. I think they were like 18 gauge, something like that. Really, really small. I pulled them out and I left the hall wires in there. So I still have that wire going to it. And I have this thick old cable right there. I was actually able to find this cable at Home Depot. And it had 3 10-gauge wires in it. And that's what I'm using for my phase wires. As you can see, it runs all the way up here. Just got it strapped to this tube. And I don't have a whole lot of straps on it. You can see it right there. It hides real nice behind there, so you don't really notice it, but goes right up under the seat and directly to my controller. And it's soldered to my controller. So it's not like I might have confused somebody yesterday when I was talking about the pins and those motor cables. I wasn't talking about my motor cable because I removed that crap. I'm talking about guys that wanted to attempt to run more current through the phase wires that are already there, or you know, they wanted to cut the end off and connect their new phase wires to the pin, to the connector. You know, I didn't do that. I wasn't that was defeating the purpose of me putting the heavier gauge wires in there. If I would have connected them to the little thin wires with the connector, those phase wires go all the way, and I drilled a hole in my controller and I put a grommet in there and I ran that cable into my controller, and those phase wires go directly to the circuit board and are soldered directly to the circuit board. So there's no line loss at all. So that's what I wanted. That's what I got. Anyway, that's it for today, guys. As always, oh boy. Let me see if I can get this out of here without cutting out. Damn, 35 minutes. Take it easy. Take care. Deuces. We out of here. That's a long one. Peace.